You know, I like cooking. Also, odd that that appeared on screen, but yeah, we're also switching characters, and we are going to try my best, because there's some audio stuff that happens in other videos. Obviously, World of Horror doesn't happen as often, or it's not obvious, because I need to tell you why as we get Herald Ill-Fated random item stats, but yeah, for World of Horror, I have a specific scene in OBS in which I have a filter. I should probably look for more updated filters, but at least for World of Horror, I know the one that I'm using works. Otherwise, yeah, for other videos about other games, it's, I need to figure things out, because otherwise you'll hear a window noise, basically. And that's partially because one of the USB slots, and this setup only has a few USB slots as we get into Herald Ill-Fated Random Item Stats Custom Character. But yeah, there's a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo spaghetti that's happening, which causes non-World of Horror videos to have sometimes window pop-up sounds, which can be fixed here and there, but only so much. So I have to look for new plugins, basically. So we have Knowledge, Second Encounter, Charisma, Second Mystery, Dexterity, and maybe a Light Check? 6 Strength, 5 Dexterity, 4 Perception, 1 Knowledge, and 3 Charisma. The Knowledge is scaring me. I often also get a thingy. We'll set Hardware Store here, funny enough. No, actually, I thought my Perception was like 5 or 6. Never mind. Hardware Store it is. But, forgot. Oh, yeah, I get brain damage a lot. I feel like I do, on top of just flashbacks. But, yeah, probably Haunting Dreams. Yeah, Haunting Dreams is the better one. I should take Knowledge here, but I'm going to go against my better judgment and do anything else instead. We get Cauterize. I'm going to do this again. Hopefully we don't lose the notes. However, by the time we... Oh, no, it's a curse. I'm going crazy. I was like, oh, I can use Earthly Suture. Wait, brain damage is a curse. Technically, I mean, it's an injury that you can't really get rid of with an Earthly Suture, because it's your brain, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to try to justify that. But as we have Metamorphosis, Botanist, and then we have... No, we have 2 custom mysteries. Festival, Goal, and Taxi. Well, Metamorphosis... Goal, Taxi. Could take Taxi first. I'd rather get smacked around in Metamorphosis, oddly enough. So let's find out what happened. Basically, on a not Eldritch Person, I'm going absolutely crazy. Curious Birthmark run. Any character really with 1 or 2 in a stat can suffer, but definitely one with 1 in a stat, because that can cause immediate 0 statting. Period. That's the end of the sentence. But otherwise, yes, as I've mentioned before, again, I've talked to people about my spaghetti recipe. I've talked to people about my interest in burgers. I do a lot of American food. That's not to say I can't cook other cook food that's non-American, essentially, even though you could, arguably those foods have different origins as well. But you get the point. Oh my goodness! By the way, random item stats. I mean, if I'm gonna just... No, it's not worth it. So, off we go. But essentially those 2 foods, and along with other things. Now, that's not to say I do the best with what I can frugally, let's just say. And boy, it can get pretty dire. One of those examples is a baked potato. Literally just baking a potato, either in a microwave or in an oven if I'm doing more potatoes. That way I'm getting more bang for my buck. But... yeah, I do my best with what I got. Also, yeah, we do want to concentrate for here and there, because I am in a very dicey situation. That being said, it's not as bad as it could be. We're saving these notes for a bad fun loss. Oh, my nose. Also, yeah, being sick also doesn't help. Also, I'm on Ill-Fated. I forgot about that. But I mean, compared to Doom, I mean, you only lose 1 Doom, but it's still. I was going to say you get the point, but maybe you don't get the point, because I make decisions that it would not make sense for you to understand anyway. Good. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we are in Metamorphosis, though, so we want at least 8 stamina. And that gets me really crazy. Although this character has Adrenaline. I didn't even look at the bonuses. This character has Adrenaline and Brain Damage already, so that's why Knowledge is so low, because this character would have base 4 Knowledge. Harbinger removes 1 knowledge, and then brain damage removes the other 2, unless I'm making a mistake. I thought brain damage... Sometimes I think brain damage is 1. I thought it's 2, though. Yeah, it's 2. But then you get max reason, so hey. But that doesn't change the fact that, yeah, you can get 0 statted immediately on a 5-ish% chance. Really, it's more, really. But as we enter this encounter with 7 stamina, we're going to see what happens. Adrenaline, save me. So 6 strength and adrenaline with a random item monkey wrench. So yeah, combat is not as bad. The 0 statting is the balanced part, really. Might not be to everyone's flavor because you just 0 stat randomly and there's no protection against it. There's basically nothing you can do against it, really. So you cross your fingers and you pray you survive. Now that being said, World of Horror, every run is relatively short unless you are narrating everything. So when you're in a less plot immersive run, you don't worry as much about getting 0 statted. But as your first playthrough, I would not recommend a character that has like 1 or 2 in a stat. That would be a really quick end to a run. We can take gold next. I could take taxi as well, but now that we're kind of on a roll, let's do the thing. Also, I just realized any mystery that lowers your... I think there's a specific custom mystery that I have on for the whole time this series that lowers knowledge guaranteed. So if and when I run into that mystery, basically I have to plan around it, because if I don't increase knowledge, this character 0 stats immediately. Now, what would be not completely crazy, but what would be insane, in a fun way, is if the same person who made this character also made that mystery. I'm pretty sure there's a mystery that has a bonus status effect that lowers their knowledge by 2 specifically. So if the same person made this character, that would be ridiculous, actually. But anywho, I wouldn't be like mad. It's just that I'm just letting you know that it would be insane. We're gonna do a coin flip, by the way. 1 stamina, we might as well flip a coin. Dodge is the same odds anyway, so that's my justification. 4 experience, but it's only 1 stamina, so I kind of understand. I'm still sad, but I'm, you know. And you know what? Let's increase knowledge let's start increasing knowledge. Because we have adrenaline, I don't need to force my strength to 8. I would only force it to 8 for the sake of survivability, but comparing that to getting a curse randomly and losing the run, I would rather run into this. So, yeah, that would be interesting to do, but no. We'll keep flipping a coin, because we're likely to get out in 2 turns anyway. Missing 2 coin flips would be very, very bad RNG. Well, not very bad. It would be bad RNG, but the odds are in my favor. So off we go. 40% Doom moving into our 3rd mystery with all the prepares and Doom that we spent. Pretty good, all things considered. Yeah, basically adrenaline is saving this character. Adrenaline makes this character balanced, but the other side of that is if you don't like RNG, well, enjoy your brain damage into a 0 stat loss. That's all I can really say. Now, thankfully, we also had ill-fated, so we can immediately level up and get more points in knowledge, which happens to work out because even if this character had higher stats overall, no one really cares because RNG. So, anyway, but yeah, when we level up, if we get the knowledge perk, I keep forgetting what it's called, folklore studies, then sure. If I don't, then I mean, these are all... I should have looked for one that was guaranteed, because knowing that... But as we get a slit mouth, and we lose more charisma, now we die by hunger as well. This is an injury, though, so we can... Do we have nurse's office? No, for some reason, I just started removing it. Well, I mean, not for some reason. We know the reason why, but we might as well visit... Nope, not the pharmacy. I'm going crazy. That was a waste of Doom. Yeah, let's get rid of this, so that we can have some strength and charisma. Specifically, strength, charisma. Here are killers, but a stamina loss is also not great. We'll keep the painkillers in our inventory, but moving on. And while we're sitting here, if you want to know what other kinds of foods I like to eat, I mean, just imagine what kind of frugal food that you can make on $10-20 USD, and you've gotten a good idea. Now, that can be spread, like you can buy something for, basically you can buy, say, a bag of flour for $20, but that would feed you for like a week or 2 because you could make stuff with that flour. That's what I kind of mean by that. Also, do I want to just rest this encounter, or do I want to keep doing a thing? Now, let's actually use these painkillers and brace again. Could gamble on a... Actually, I could have just done desperate. Prep attack, couldn't I have? I'm going absolutely insane. Well, no reason to do that, though. Yeah, no reason to do that. Let's just brace. Am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. No, I'm not going crazy. So we do this, and then we desperate struggle anyway. Although I'm pretty sure I didn't need to use the pop. I didn't need to pop the painkillers, but it's too late now. So off I go. I actually have a lot of reason for this run. but that's not surprising. Every now and again, I'll have a stamina run, and by that I mean I lose a lot more stamina. We do have Cauterize as well. I forgot about that, but we have the Doom to spare here. In fact, we can just go woo and roll the dice. Now, if we miss like 3 out of 4 of these, I would be very sad. But otherwise, yeah, because then I think that was a one shot if we hit every single attack. We're not likely to, but if you have a chance and you're gonna 2-turn anyway, you might as well. And by 2-turn anyway, I mean with OK RNG, you're gonna hit enough attacks to guarantee defeating the enemy on the second turn. That's what I mean. Helps now and again to redefine what I mean here and there. Also, this is oh no, it is tag. I was about to say I'm going crazy. Could pop the cigarettes as well, but we want to pop this later on, most likely. Lose the reason instead, and off we go. So, as for this taxi, I could just do the non-taxi run for the sake of our HP, but you know what? It feels good going through the actual driving portion of this mystery. So we're going to drive right through. I'm just going to actually just keep mashing and see what happens to my face. Or, nearly die. Actually, we can level up. That's what I can do. But we can also use Cauterize. We also have a cut artery now, so I do need to get rid of that. But let's keep moving on until we do things. Oh my goodness. Well, ending B, but yeah, we really need to get rid of this cut artery. Lost bats, so there goes like 9 to 12 HP, but could be a lot worse still, funny enough. So we can enter, yeah, probably Festival just to rest. I know we have cut artery, but we should be able to handle this, especially if I just keep doing this. Nope, this counts as cut artery lost. I didn't know that, but now I do. So I really should have just taken another mystery first. Well, too late now. We can level up and heal stamina, but I'm just going to wait for a second as we lose more stamina. Actually, I'm just going to take the stamina now. So we don't get folklore studies, but if funny enough, we don't lose stamina and instead we get brain damage, that would be pretty funny, but sad as well. So, yeah, funny enough, I want to run to enemies that, well, actually, no, I don't. No, I know I don't. But, too late in an encounter. Brace, do what I can. Although this enemy in particular, as we missed 260% in a row, pretty tanky. But hey, and I think we can desperate prep attack. And if we can't, sadness. I should have used the cigarettes, but I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah. 22 damage on demand with the help of core strength. Without core strength, it would be 20 damage as normal, but bleh. And yeah, just ill-fated into that. I don't know why I was like, oh yeah, I autopiloted into Festival 4th. Basically, cut artery did like 5 stamina damage to me. That's not what you want to be taking on an ill-fated run, as you're stuck in a location. That was in the back of my mind, but I was like, oh, I can rest. Maybe I'll be able to rest through. Nope, the answer is no. So yeah, without further ado, not going to take up much more of your time. Actually, we had Unholy Suture. I'm going absolutely insane. Well, I'll do it here just out of spite. I don't know why I did this to me. Here's another episode of Jordan Forgets Things. So, you know what? No, we're going to do another run. That makes me so salty. I know I've ended videos like that before. No, we're not going to end it this time. Although this time we do get Curious Birth. You know what? This could be a quick run as well. Let's find out, actually. Oh, goodness. Zictast as well. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, let's just speed run this. So, if you didn't know why I'm kind of despairing at the moment, one, you're already working with more RNG with Curious Birthmark on top of the RNG in a run. But two, we're now also fighting against the clock in Zictast because this character will die at 21% Doom. And they pretty much have no other recourse. But that's just, I mean, that's kind of, I understand. So Toxicon, Knowledge, Charisma, Dexterity, Second Encounter, Strength. Not that it matters because we're going to completely just kaput immediately pretty much. But we'll do our best. We'll fight on. Because if nothing else, that would have meant, well, I mean, if this were the next episode, then would have probably done another run anyway. Festival, Akamanto, Arms, Story, and you. So we'll take Akamanto first for the sake of dodging some thingamajiggies, but we'll visit History Club as well. This is not great, but you never know. And we're gonna Witch Tree twice for funds, and then we're also gonna hope we get a good thing immediately. But yeah, depending on what happens here, I could have just died immediately. Otherwise, I guess shovel it is. We do have adrenaline, so I don't mind using the shovel as much, but we do have to just immediately walk forward. Downtown and school max threat level, but for the moment, school. And off we go. So 13% Doom already. Yeah, this is gonna be really, really weird. Although we can take this, funny enough. I think we still 2-turn with the power of the shovel base damage, yeah. So, we want as much experience as possible so that we can level up and try to avoid 0 statting. So that was actually worth 28 experience for 2 reasons. However, as you can see here, our Doom is steadily rising up, and it's really not great. So, we have to get really lucky to not increase our Doom too much. And even then, we're kind of fighting against the clock anyway, so, yeah. Although we want to avoid stamina damage as well, so we're doing we're juggling a lot of bad things that are happening to our body. Yeah, that's all I can say. And if we don't get a Doom decreasing soon, then I am going to regret taking regeneration, basically. But yeah, we just swing for the fences here, because we need to swing for the fences here. I think next turn I can go for a double attack. But it's still not guaranteed. Worse than a coin flip, but better than nothing. And then, this is the end of the mystery. So as long as our Doom doesn't increase too much here, we should be perfectly fine. Although, losing stamina here, on the other hand, not great either. However, I think we'll just go for this and see if we hit both kicks. I think if we hit both kicks, we're fine. Now, we missed the 90% to 80%. That makes me less happy, but might as well do it again. Odds of missing all of these are quite low. So, and then, yeah, we just prep strong. Now, as we enter Akamanto events here, do we get to do this? It doesn't seem like we do. Yeah, we'd have to gamble, which I don't really want to do. 12 HP, drink the bottle of water, throw the throw the empty bottle, and then handcuff. And we immediately equip this, because otherwise we're going to die if we get time skip. So, we didn't, but could have happened. And yes, the name of the game for this run is to dodge every single thing that comes out. As much as possible. We have Festival next, Arms, but then we also have Story as well. That's why I want to take Arms now, so we might as well. Thankfully, again, as always, our apartment starts with no threat level, although we do have a downtown investigation to do. But let's level up now. Yeah, let's get experience as reason drops. And then we cross our fingers and hope we don't get brain damage. Still, again, the looming threat of brain damage is really what scares me playing this character. But really, any character with, like, 1 in a stat. But particularly Dexterity and Knowledge for me are my own personal demons. So, right after that would be Charisma, because I tend to also get a thingy as well. But as we actually roll a 2 there, no, let's join. We get a hospital pass, but no ward. So, we do our best with what we've got. But again, we are still fighting against time here. Doom, specifically. But okay, that's right. We're on Zektas, but Zektas did not grant us the stat. I was trying to figure out what word I wanted to use, but because I didn't want to say bless. It's an old god, but and yeah, pretty heinous things are happening to you as your stats increase. But hey, but it was not knowledge and charisma. And yeah, charisma is my third worst enemy because I tend to get hunger as well. I feel, but anywho. We're gonna gamble on this, so we're gonna flip a coin and see what happens. Because either way, we're gonna desperate struggle anyway. I mean, we're gonna desperate struggle anyway. I don't know why I did that. Anywho. Now the question is, are we on Timeline B? We did take regeneration, but we don't have any more reasons, so that's the unfortunate part. Timeline A, by the way. And no bath. So that's, yeah, this is really bad RNG everywhere. Just the randomization of what mystery we pick, but we have to take story now, otherwise it's going to be more painful later. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to visit History Club. Okay, that's interesting, but I think, funny enough, I'd rather take Cursed Doll. That's going to help me out a lot more. We lose one in all stats, but we can still survive for the moment. And yeah, in we go. So, to avoid losing reason here, we're going to Curse Doll instead. Do I want to gamble here? I think 30 power, I don't think we get anything fancy. In fact, it's 70%. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we might as well gamble on it. We don't have much recourse, so 70%. Okay, good. We get to level up again. Would like to double up here. Core strength would have been nice, but we're using the shovel anyway, so it's not like we get too much value out of it. I would rather get an extra 21% doom to work with than an extra point of damage, oddly enough. There's the doom, but don't want to lose any more stamina and reason than need be. Could tree for stamina, but then if we get brain damage, the run ends pretty much. So Curse Doll again. If we lose one, that would be great. Otherwise, I mean, we get to Desperate Prep Attack anyway. Now that being said, if we had extra strength, we likely would have been able to do more, get more accuracy on our Desperate Prep whatever, or Desperate Attack Boost attacks. But basically it's not going to happen, so... This is a ghost enemy this time, but hopefully we don't oof ourselves. Because we can use regeneration once and then turn that into Curse Doll. This is really finicky synergy. This relies on the fact that you, well, one, get good RNG with Curse Doll, but also more importantly, you have enough reason to spare to use the Curse Doll. But against enemies that do at minimum 2 all, I promise you, the odds are in your favor. But as we're missing, I mean, I should just rest here, really. Yeah, let's just rest here before we run into Fetid Fumes. This is not great for Zektas, but we don't have much recourse, so... Because the alternative is just dying to reason or stamina loss. So, again, -2 all. If you're going to throw -2 all enemies at me, I'm going to use these items. Again, there is no other recourse. Now, we could just take -2 all, but we also have Regeneration, which, again, is pretty much worth the bang for buck, so... In fact, I should use it here just to be safe. I don't know, I forgot if I should be saving my uses of regeneration or not. I think I should use it earlier because you could run into cursed signs, which is bad, but that's something completely different to consider. So if we get the Charisma perk, then we can increase knowledge. And now at this point, we've done all we can. Yeah, we've done all we can. If we Zektas into a loss, hey. But we at least have 80% Doom to work with. We'll take Festival now. Yeah, we have, forgot what I was going to say. I forgot what I was talking about and what I was going to say. But anyway, moving on. Let's go here. Yes, if we can use the Hermit. Otherwise, we can just toss the Hermit at someone, at an enemy. And yeah, funny enough, this run is looking a lot better. But I promise you, it can just completely tank into the ground. And again, if nothing else, I would not recommend anyone playing a character with low stats on Zektas, especially with Curious Birthmark. Yeah, that's the Wombo combo. Also, -5 Doom. But you're not always going to run into that because I have a lot of custom events anyway. So, yeah, the question now here is, yeah, again, for Cursed Doll, the question is, if you have bad RNG, what is -2 stamina worth? Is it worth 4 to 6 damage, or is it worth the guaranteed 9 damage I can do? And you basically do math. But that's why I said when you run into an enemy with -2 all, you want to, or that does 2 all damage to you minimum, you can kind of make the decision because you're also losing reason on top. You can essentially equate it to stamina, but obviously 2 all means reason as well, and overall 4 HP. But because you're sharing 2 HP pools, that's not entirely correct. Again, you gauge what I'm saying in your own brain and figure out what's best for you. But anywho. So we're going to lose 1 in every single stat again, but... we're looking good. We're looking good, but we're only looking good until we tank. So, yeah, shrug. Nothing else to say at the moment. Could pop Regeneration. No reason to. If we get to 3 stamina and use Desperate Prep... get to use Desperate Action effectively, then we want to sit on our stamina. If I'm scared of getting Cursed Signs, I want to use Regeneration right away. That's the 2 sides that we're looking at here. Now, we're going to Curse Doll here in an attempt to only lose -1 stamina, but that's not the case. That's why I don't gamble on using the Curse Doll if we're against a -2 stamina enemy. Also, what do I have? Yeah, just Box Cutters. I thought I had more in the storage. Anywho. Nothing here, so we're just going to, funny enough, heal stamina instead. Could have taken knowledge, or yeah, I probably should have taken knowledge if I was scared of brain damage. Let's hope that that doesn't happen. Otherwise, yeah, time to use... no, we'll wait here. Drenched, sure thing, buddy. +3 Doom, and we're just gonna keep walking forward. I don't think we have anything that's just gonna slap us into a game over, and if we do, that would be really, really weird. But otherwise, yeah, we'll see what we can do. If we can make it to the lighthouse, we survive no matter what. That's basically what I'm doing. We can do this and then use regeneration. We didn't pass the check, but it would have been nice to. And off we go. Otherwise, I think you fight the tree. I think there is a quote-unquote boss fight there, but just taking the stamina there and while having regeneration is the better option in my opinion. That's right, we lost Beth. We do have a lump of flesh, but if we get brain damage as a result, that would not be good. So let's find out. Do we have the 6th floor is my first question. No. No, I don't know. No. Yes, the answer is no there. I said yes, I know a lot. Essentially things. So, we want to save our we want to keep ourselves at 2 stamina because we have Toxis first. And then we're going to find out how much we can do. I'm still going to rest once, actually, but yeah, as we fight Toxis here, we're just going to throw the shovel at him. Not literally, but we could. In fact, we probably will. Because no matter what, we're just going to do that. I could have also cursed Dull, but we don't need to. So, prep kick. And off we go. And now we pop regeneration. In fact, we have a level up, but we're just going to save that level up because we don't want to make any math mistake. I'm being lazy. Basically, yes, I'm being lazy. So, although I'm pretty sure we shouldn't lose any more stamina. And if we do, that would be really, really strange. But anywho. Doesn't really matter, and off I go. So, as we actually survive this run, funny enough, hey, long video, 2 runs, but it's well worth it. And yeah, if you have anything to say, if you want to support me, you know what to do. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye!